Howdy YouTube, Ezarcher here with a little video for you. We're going to do a little installation in VirtualBox of my Ezarcher Xfce spin here. And the point of this is to get an installed system, use the template, and build a new ISO. Just to test, see if it works. I got a review on my archive.org page for Ezarcher saying the scripts don't work. Here, let's go to the review. The scripts fail to create the ISO. At the end of the run, it says error. You know what? I know a review is not a place for really technical discussions, but this is useless. It tells me nothing. But just out of curiosity, I want to see if anything in the steps sh script broke since a week ago. 10 days, or however long it's been. Hasn't been that long. It's about a week, actually. So just for your peace of mind, we'll do the installation from scratch. Let me show you the VM here. It is booted off the Ezarcher Xfce 230713 ISOs, the ones that are up for download. I might have a new set by the end of the weekend. I'm not sure if it's worth it or not. We'll see. New kernel, new systemd, new other little components, major components. So we'll see if I think it's warranted or if I'm just going to put it off till August. I don't know yet, but let's test it. We have 2 processor cores. We have 4 gigs of memory. We plenty of space here, 67 gigs on the hard drive. Plenty of space to do a spin. So it'll be a little slow. I'll probably pause the video while it's building the SquashFS file system, just because on 2 processors that is going to take a while. Okay, the reason I'm using my own Ezarcher is because it's what I build on. That's what works. Now, if someone tries to build Ezarcher on Manjaro, it's not going to work. If they try to build it on Endeavor OS, it might not work. If they try to build it on Arco Linux or Reborn or any of the other Arch-based spins out there, it may or may not work for various reasons. If you build it on Arch proper, it should work, as long as you have the dependencies to run the Arch ISO program. So let's go ahead and start the installer here before I waste too much time talking. Install system, where is it? It's under system, isn't it? Yes. Install system. Live is the password. So let's go ahead and run this. It's just a basic install. Swap ext4 is fine. Next. Easy test. Next. Install now. Okay. You know what? We'll pause the video at these steps because I really don't want this video to go on and on and on waiting for progress bars. So I'll be back when the installation is finished. Okay, so we're almost at the end of the installation. There we go. Cool. Perfect timing to come back for the video. So let's shut this machine down. We're going to log out first and shut down from the SDDM login because VirtualBox sometimes has a problem. Okay. And now let's remove the ISO and start the machine up. When we get to the desktop, we'll adjust the resolution and then change the wallpaper because These settings in Xfce don't seem to stick with mine. They go to the default wallpapers for Xfce, which is fine. I don't really care too much about that. Come on. There we go. So settings, display, 1440 by 9, keep, and backgrounds. There we go. Very nice. Okay, first thing anyone should do after installing Arch or an Arch-based system that's not installed with a live installer, so to speak, is run pacman and update the system. Once our sudo password, there's going to be a lot of updates. Yeah. Got new systemd, new GCC, new kernel. Wow. Yeah, a lot of stuff. Oh, we got a little kitty on the other desk. Okay. We'll pause this, come back when it's done. Okay, so we're done with the update here. Let's do clean the cache out. Don't need that space hanging around being used up. Exit. Let's reboot. So log out first. And reboot. I know it seems like an extra step. However, as I mentioned in VirtualBox, sometimes SDDM can cause VirtualBox to force the system to run a stop job, a systemd stop job, for up to 90 seconds. May happen, may not happen. I don't really like testing it, especially on a video. So we do the extra step of logging out first. Okay. So now we have our installed and updated system. That took all of, I don't know, 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most. Now, in the home folder, there's an Ezarcher folder. In the Ezarcher folder, there are templates. Templates are build templates for the ISOs. I give you all 5 templates in every ISO, depending on which one you want to build. So even if you've installed the Xfce edition, say we want to build the Mate or the Cinnamon or the KDE or LXQt, we can do that. So let's pick one. Let's pick a relatively quick one to build. Yeah, let's go with Mate. So we're going to copy this into our home folder. Copy, paste. There we go. And we're going to extract it. So now we have our Mate template folder. You can see there are a couple scripts. Profile.sh is used by the MK Arch ISO program. Steps.sh is my own build script. And then all of these files comprise the files that I add to my ISO that are not in the standard Arch ISO. I use the standard Arch ISO profile relang as the base and then add these files to it. Now under opt is my easy repo. 4 packages: Calamares, comp C, comp B, CKB comp. I can't speak. MKinit CPIO OpenSwap and Trizen as an AUR helper. Those are the only 4 additional packages I add to the ISO from this local repository. Now, if you're doing this I'm waving my cat away so he doesn't come on the desk while I'm filming. Now, if you're doing this, to do it right, you want to rebuild these 4, recompile, make the packages. We're not going to do that because we're just testing the build process itself. But if you don't do this, and like we had major components updated in Arch, these programs may not run properly, if at all, in the new ISO. Now, that being said, we're not going to worry about that because that's not the point of this video. But if you're doing this for yourself, you will want to go into opt, go into the repo, delete everything that's here, and rebuild these. Now, the way to rebuild them is in the pkg builds folder. The pkg build file for each package is right here. And all you have to do is make pkg in each of these folders to build those packages. Then you would create the repo, which with the instructions right here, and put that repo in your ISO in place of the old one. A lot of steps, but if you want to make sure you're going to have a working Calamares installer, you want to do this before you build. So there's no guarantee what's on the ISO will work with a newly made ISO. Hope that's clear. Okay, let's go ahead and open a terminal here. We're going to have to CD back into it anyway, because what we're going to do is su dash and give it our password. And now we are root. And if you notice, we are in root's directory. We do want to get back to home, easy test, Mate. Very good. And if we do a list, we can see we are in this directory as root. Okay, let's make this window a little wider. And let's do it. So steps sh. And it's going and downloading all of the packages to build the Mate ISO. Depending on your download speed, which ours is, one package is coming in nice and quick. The others are just sort of petering in. We're going to pause the video yet again. We'll come back as soon as all the packages are done downloading, show you the next step, which is the installation of all the packages. And depending on how quickly that goes, we either will leave the video running or pause it again. So see you in a moment. Okay, so we hit a snag, basically a mirror problem. So it looks like certain packages were attempted to be downloaded after numerous failed download attempts. It gave up. That happens. That's a mirror problem. What can we do about it? Well, we can do this. Let's clear the screen. Let's go ahead and remove the working folders here. So rm, what are the working folders? They are EasyReling and work. Okay. We don't want to clear the package cache because we did do quite a bit of downloading already, and those packages are fine sitting in the package cache. But we do want to deal with the mirrors. So one way we can do that is, let's see, running the easy admin script. Maybe that's my tool. I'm getting confused. That's my tool in Xnix OS. Easy mate. There we go. Easy mate. So regenerate the mirror list, number 3. No output is usually good output. There we go. Mirror list regenerated. Let's go ahead and exit and pacman SYYU. Nothing to do. Cool. Now, normally, just to be safe, I would reboot, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to go ahead and rerun the Xfce script. And it's just picking up where it left off, basically, with the downloads. And you can see most of the rest of the downloads are very small packages. And we ran into more download problems. Well, we can keep doing this until we get a result here. There's really no way to predict mirror problems in Arch. There just isn't. That's going to happen. Sometimes, as you just saw, one after another run. Patience is key. So X. And rerun the script. Hopefully we'll get through the remainder of the downloads here. There aren't that many left to go. Perfect. We got through all of the downloads. Wonderful. That happens. You know what? If it happens to you, try again. If it happens a second time, try again. That's not a problem of the script. It's not a problem of my build system. It's a problem of Arch mirrors. It happens, folks. Now, for the sake of time, I didn't reboot in between each run of the Xfce script. So now it's installing all of those 1,206 packages that it just downloaded in 3 different runs. So we'll pause the video. We'll come back at a later point. So we've finished installing all the packages. It's doing some setup of the system files here, configuring the locales, doing the DKMS module building here, running mkinit cpio, Now, this is one reason why I don't know if my scripts will work under Endeavor. Endeavor switched over to Dracut, and I don't believe they include mkinitcpio anymore. I'm not sure if that will prevent the building of my Ezarcher on Endeavor OS. Haven't really tested it. Don't care about it, basically. So, um, if that is the reason why it won't build for someone, you know what? That's one reason why moving away from mkinitcpio is moving away from an Arch base, and Endeavor is not being very honest with users about how close they are to Arch any longer. So far, so good. It's doing everything it should be doing. We're going to get very soon to the point of building the Xfce file system, which may take several minutes. Inside a VM, it's obviously slower than it would be on hardware. My build machine is the one, there you go, that one. So when I build the ISOs, it's on its own dedicated machine. And here we go, creating file system. It's airrootfs.sfs. Block size and the progress. And you can see it's going to be slow. Now, if you have, 4-core processor or better, it'll be quicker, of course. If you're doing it on hardware, it'll certainly be quicker. If you provide more than 4 gigs of memory, it'll be quicker. So if you're doing this on an SSD or an NVMe drive, it'll be quicker. This is spinning Rust in VirtualBox, so it's about as slow as it gets, people. Luckily, I can pause the video again. Okay, we're almost done with the building of the Xfce file system here. There we go. Just got a few more steps to go. We'll watch it the rest of the way, I guess, and give me a chance to talk about a couple of things related to reviews, this one in particular, how unnecessary and unhelpful this is. So it not only leads people reading this page to think that the project doesn't really work, it doesn't tell them why, it doesn't tell me why, it doesn't help this person fix the problem. So it's pointless. Plus, whenever I update the ISOs, I delete the old page anyway and just keep the newest page up. So the reviews aren't going to last that long as it is. So now XORR ISO is building the ISO image. And look at that, 2.3 gigs. It's located in the out folder, and there is the name of the ISO. Beautiful. So if we look in here, we have an out folder, and there is the ISO, 2.3 gigs. Now, to clean up, we can remove the working directory. Don't need that anymore. Plus, it takes up a lot of space. That's where the entire project was staged while it was being built. No longer necessary. And you can see by the length of time it's taking to delete that folder, there's quite a bit in it, multiple gigs. So if you're doing this in a VM, please give yourself enough space for all the build files, the working directory, and the output. I'd easily say 40 gigs or more of a virtual hard drive should be enough. Let's get rid of the EasyReling folder. And there we have it. What I normally do is I will move out of here. So now we have the original template files. We have our out folder with the ISO. You can run an MD5 or SHA-256 or 512 sum on it to get a checksum if you want. I usually do. And there you go. So script works just fine. Didn't think it wouldn't. No problems. As I said though, there's no way of knowing whether the Calamares on this ISO will work. It's an older build of Calamares, and even a week can make a big difference, especially when Arch updates major core packages all the time. As I said, new GCC came down, new systemd, new kernel. If any of the real core components were updated, like KPM core, which is the partitioning backend, was updated, it'll break Calamares' older builds. Boost, if Boost was updated, it will probably break Calamares from running as well. So it's good to reinstall or rebuild the packages, especially Calamares, from the PK builds folder here. And all that entails is running and make pkg in that folder, and that will rebuild your package. You then have to rebuild the easy repo, but that's another matter too. And that's it, folks. That's the whole point of this video, just to make sure that whoever left this, hopefully they'll see the video. Maybe, maybe not. But at least you've seen the video, and you know that this type of review is pointless. It's actually harmful. So, I have no idea if that person tried to run my scripts on a highly modified Arch base like Manjaro, tried to run it on Endeavor, and the lack of mkinit CPIO caused it to fail. Who knows? Maybe they made some changes inside, not here, inside the template. Maybe they messed with the package lists. Maybe they put their own repo in the pacman.conf file incorrectly. Maybe they could have done a number of things. Maybe they opened up this steps sh script and decided, let's full screen it and line wrap it. Maybe they decided to change something in here they didn't like or didn't want, and they messed it up. There's no way of knowing what could have gone wrong for that person, because they didn't say. All I can say is that the build script still works just the way it used to, just the way it will in the future. Have fun, take care, stay safe. Bye-bye, folks.